Last week, I bought my grandson a fire truck for Christmas. He's 4, and when I was 4, I loved fire trucks. In fact, when I was in preschool, the teacher asked what my father did. And well, I told the teacher he was a fireman. He was, after all, always saying he was putting out fires. But he was a television writer, and the fires he was putting out were scripts that had gone bad, gone awry. He was fixing them. Besides, whenever I would go into his office, he would be just sitting there. He said he was thinking. Not exactly the most inspirational career choice for a 4-year-old. Sometimes he'd be typing, not too exciting for a 4-year-old either. But my best friend was my neighbor, and his dad was an actual fireman. Unfortunately, my teacher called up my dad and asked if he would take the class on a field trip to the fire station. Well, he had to explain that he would be happy to have them come and watch him think. They could even watch him type if they wanted to. So I got busted. But, you know, when we're getting gifts for little kids, it's hard to get them right. Maybe it's because their minds grow so much between the time when we get them and when we actually give them the gift. Maybe it's because we're getting the gift that we wish we would have gotten. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's because they need batteries, which this fire truck needed, and which, well, I didn't have. I didn't have the right batteries. It's hard to know. All of this applied to my gift for August. He likes trucks a lot, but not as much as I did when I was his age. He likes animals more, lions and tigers and cheetahs and gorillas and monkeys and all sorts of things. So I took the fire truck back and I got him a stuffed 3-toed sloth that he could bring to bed with him and hang off the end of his bed during the day. It will be a hit, I know. This 3-toed sloth, it'll be a hit. That's his favorite animal, his favorite of all time. You know, in some ways, 2020 Christmas seems to be a gift that is all wrong. The wrong gift at the wrong time. We expected something very different, completely different out of 2020. You know, maybe we expected something like a fire truck, something that might remind us of our childhood, remind us of a Christmas from our childhood. Maybe something more inspirational. Like last Christmas when we could look forward to the coming year, maybe something like that. Maybe something practical we could think about 2020. Maybe like socks or a sweater. You know, a good solid year where everything went right. But this isn't even the Christmas we expected 4 months ago. 4 months ago, we were thinking about sitting together, maybe having Christmas Eve service together. But we got none of that. None of that at all. 2020's Christmas just isn't one of those Christmases that we'll remember fondly of. It doesn't remind us of our childhood. It's not one of those that takes us back. It's not one of those we'll remember just cuddling around the fire and reading stories. What we got was a virus exploding, shelter in place, no visitors, no relatives Christmas. And for us here at Covenant, we got the added worry about Gail's health. This was not the Christmas we expected, not the Christmas gift that we expected. But I'm reminded of something that St. Thomas Aquinas once said. He said, "No person can live without joy." Sometimes it's hard to find this joy. Sometimes we have to hunt for joy, dig around, search. But it's there, joy is. Which is why I turn to Paul. Here in his letter, right here, his letter to the congregation at Philippi, it's almost like he's leading them in a prayer, leading us in a prayer for the pandemic-riddled Christmas.